Quarantined with the Falcons. Big thanks to Medical Mutual as we try to get through these tough times, keep you up to date what's happening with BGSU athletics. Men's basketball coach Michael Huger joins us now. And just a little while ago, we had some kind of big news about men's basketball. Some guy named Juice. You pretty happy about Justin Turner coming back, right, Coach?
I am very, very happy that Justin decided to come back. It was a long process. It was a difficult process for him. He had to make a tough decision, and I'm glad he chose to come back to BG. And I always felt all along that this was the best place for him to showcase his talent and show what he's able to do. And I'm just excited that we get to coach him for another year.
And obviously, this affects how you'll prepare for the upcoming season to keep Justin around, really slots in the rest of your roster now. But you did lose a couple of guys coming back for next year. You lose Mike Laster. He will be moving on, and you got to replace that. And every year there's guys that come and go. Marlon Sierra will be leaving as well. But as you look at this team, Dylan Fry graduating, you've got a lot of guys coming back, even though you lose a few guys. So getting Justin really solidifies that rotation coming back, doesn't it?
Oh, it definitely solidifies the rotation. When you still have three starters coming back, and you have a first team all conference player in Justin Turner and a second team all conference player and Daquan Plowden. So when you have that type of production returning, that also, most teams will probably pick us the favorite. If not, we'll be two. So either way, I'm excited about that opportunity. But at the end of the day, you still got to play the game. And we still have, Trey Diggs returning, Caleb Fields, the Davin Ziegler. We still got a lot of production returning, a lot of playing time returning. So Matisse Kulishkovskis is like we still got some talent on this roster. You hate to lose guys, but that's the nature of college basketball. You lose guys every year to graduation or transferring, and it's just one of those things. But I still think we have a very good team, a very strong team, and a team that I believe can win the MAC championship.
Coach, with that said, last year, the games that Dylan Fry did not play, that was a part of the team that didn't really have somebody step up and fill that scoring role at that position. Guys filled in at his spot, but that production wasn't there. But another year ahead, guys will have matured and worked on their game. Who do you expect maybe will pick up some of that scoring in this upcoming season?
The guys that I think will step up for sure is Trey Diggs. He was proven that he's a capable scorer, that he's able to score at all three levels. He can shoot the three, he can drive it, he can shoot the mid range. So he's capable of doing all of those things. But I think he's the one that's have the biggest jump and improvement that I would see. Caleb Fields is the next one who has the capability of scoring at a very high level and being able to. Can you hear me good?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, and being able to score and produce, and those are the ones off the top. But Matisse Kulishkovskis, I think he can be very strong for us in scoring and his production. And then you will obviously expect Daquan to step up another notch, and along with Justin Turner as well.
Coach Taylor Matos chose to leave the program. So inside, as far as a big man, a post man, Dylan Swingle is clearly the incumbent and coming back. And he came to the team last year and didn't get to play until a game or two in. And we really saw maybe a full off season, this coming off season now of development for him. How much more can you expect from Big Swing this coming season?
Swing is he has to make a big jump. He has to make a big leap. He still has some competition there with Janiah Gasson. So Janiah didn't play last season, through an injury, but expecting him to be back, and those two will battle for those minutes. And they both have the capability of doing what we need done. And now we just got to see who's able to win out. And it's going to be a nice battle. I'm looking forward to that battle right there, seeing those two big guys go at it. Some big bodies in there banging, very physical, and that's what I want to see. And we'll see who comes out on top.
Well, Coach, we've talked about the guys that are coming back. Clearly, you also have a pretty good freshman class coming in. Some of these guys are pretty highly touted. Talk about what you might expect from these incoming freshmen as far as them making an impact right away?
Well, the biggest thing is hopefully we can get them back in the summer. If we can get them in the summer, then Allison Papafuse can get her hands on them and able to get them bigger and stronger, because that's the first thing that freshmen deal with is the strength and the physicality of the game, and then the speed. You know, how well can they adjust to the speed of the game? We have Caden Matheny, very good point guard out of West Virginia, can score it, shoot the lights out, has range for days. Reminds me a lot of Trey Young and the way he plays and the style of play that he plays with and the pace that he plays with. I think he has a chance to be very good, very special here. We have Josiah Fulcher out of Lima Senior. You got a chance to cover him a lot this year. Very good combo guard, very good passer, high IQ. I'm most impressed with his defense, the way he competes on the defensive end, and his just ability to score. I mean, he's a real scorer. He can score in a variety of ways, and I'm excited to have that opportunity to coach him next year. And then we have Cam Young out of Philadelphia, Newman Goretti, 6'7", very good shooter, explosive rebounder, athlete, runs the floor well. The biggest thing for him is getting pounds on him and making sure he's strong enough to be able to handle the physicality of the college game. But I really like what he can bring to the table. So I'm excited about these three that's coming in, and sky's the limit for those guys. I mean, really, people say that all the time, but with these three, I think sky's the limit for those guys.
Coach, talk about what you doing to stay in contact with your players and to try to keep things as normal as possible. How often are you talking with the guys?
I talk to them once or twice a week. Once for sure, sometimes twice a week. I speak with the guys. We've been on Zoom calls, so most of the time we've been on Zoom calls. We're actually breaking down the Last Dance. So we have the whole team on Zoom. We got Matisse Kuliskowskis coming live to us from Latvia at, I want to say we do it at around 3. So Matisse is about 9 o'clock his time, so he's always on. And we've been breaking down the Last Dance and talking about the first 2 episodes, which we had a great conversation about. And today we talk about the last 2 episodes, episodes 3 and 4, and we'll break that down today. The guys get a chance to talk about it and see what they got out of it. How did that impact them, and how does that apply to what we're doing and what we're dealing with right now? So it's been great, getting a chance to see their faces. I talk to them on the phone, but not through FaceTime or any of that stuff. Most of the time I get to see them on the Zoom calls, and you see the different hairstyles now, including my own. We got all different hairstyles right now. And so it's great to see the guys and see their faces, and they all look really good. So they're doing their workouts of what they're supposed to do. So they're handling their business. And now it's just when can we get them back? That's the next question.
Well, obviously, Coach, everybody's jumping on the fly, and that includes how you're working with your other coaches, that you guys can't be in the office and sort of sit around and dig things up and work through like you might normally do. How's that going with your communication with your staff?
We do we get on a 3-way most of the time, well, 4 or 5-way, 6-way, however you want to call it. So we get everybody on the phone, and we get a chance to talk offense, talk defense, talk strategy about what we want to do next year. I'm already, I've been on that for a while, ever since the season ended, on how we can improve. So just looking at ways to improve the defense, looking at ways that we can improve the offense, and just improving every aspect of the game. So we've been working on that strategy, and, also talking about players, recruits, and different things like that on the phone. And, it's just difficult now with the recruitment of how you can recruit, and, showing the facilities from, Zoom and different things like that. It's a little bit different, but, we got to adjust. It's the times we're in right now, and there's not much we can do about it. And we just got to wait and be patient and stay safe and stay healthy.
Coach, before I let you go, you talked about little tweaks to get better. Obviously, personnel will dictate a lot of that, but as you look back on last season, defense, then defense, what are maybe a couple of things that you're really working on, you think you can improve on?
The one is the defensive intensity. I think we lost that somewhere along the line. we weren't as aggressive defensively, night in, night out, and that's the one thing I really want to improve on is that defensive aggressiveness, our ball screen coverage, our help side defense. There's so many areas in watching us and breaking it down that we can improve on. So that's the one thing we already started to look at in ways that we can improve it. But the biggest thing is the intensity. I think a lot of guys got caught up in more not fouling and wanting to play and be on the court instead of doing their job. So we got to get better at doing our jobs, and I think that'll make us successful offensively. Just looking at more of a motion, trying to move a little bit more without the ball, and a little more cutting, a little more backdoor cuts, different things like that. So just looking at that area a little bit more and see what we can put in.
Coach, I know we're all anxious to get back to normal, get back to campus, and we're certainly anxious for the upcoming basketball season with you guys. Hopefully, you'll be able to continue to work remotely and get your guys ready and together as soon as possible.
Thank you very much. You stay safe out there.